Yes, fight fans, this is Body and Mind Sports. Welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk. And in this round, I will be covering two fights in particular. The first one being Anthony Cacace defending his IBF light junior lightweight world title against Josh Warrington, guys. And the second, Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith, and that is a middleweight bout. Both fights are scheduled for the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois in their IBF World Heavyweight Clash, part of the Riyadh season card, coming to Wembley Stadium on the 21st of September, guys. So that is just this weekend, this upcoming weekend. But let me start with the first of those fights on my list: Anthony Cacace versus Josh Warrington. Anthony Cacace, who is now IBF World Junior lightweight champion, after capturing that title from Joe Cordina via a TKO win in May. Anthony Cacace, who is 35 years old, has 22 great wins on his record, 1 loss, 0 draws, 8 of those wins on his record coming via KO. And after his great, or should I say big win versus a big win over Joe Cordina, he is now set to face Josh Warrington next. Josh Warrington, who is a former champion at featherweight and has 31 wins on his record, 3 losses, also has 1 draw, and 8 of his wins coming via KO. So right off the block, you can tell these two fighters, they're not big punchers as such. However, they can break you down and grind you down to get a stoppage, as we saw in Anthony Cacace's win over Joe Cordina in May to clinch the IBF junior lightweight title. So Anthony Cacace versus Joe Cordina, meant to be Cacace defending his IBF title, his IBF junior lightweight title. However, that plan has been changed, no longer in place, according to the IBF, the sanctioning body, who has ruled that Josh Warrington, who is actually stepping up from featherweight to face Cacace in this fight, will not be entitled to the belt, the IBF belt, if he were to beat Anthony Cacace. And the reason behind that is that he has not had enough activity at the junior lightweight division for him to be considered a challenger, as he will be unranked due to his inactivity in the division. And I find that very weird, guys, because if you are not going to award the winner, the challenger, the title, then you shouldn't be allowing them to fight in the first place. But the IBF has given permission for the fight to go ahead regardless. What will be on the line, though, is Anthony Cacace's IBO title, which he won in 2020, guys. So that will be on the line, and if Warrington wins, would be entitled to the IBO title. However, not the IBF. In the same scenario, if Cacace were to lose against Warrington in this fight, would have to vacate his IBF title, guys. He would have to vacate his IBF junior lightweight title. But if he were to win, then he would have to face his mandatory in Mexican fighter Eduardo Nunes, and the IBF has ordered that this mandate be satisfied by the 20th of March 2025, guys. So that is the situation right now between Anthony Cacace and of course Josh Warrington. Anthony Cacace has expressed himself that he would have rather that they were fighting for the title. He would have rather that the IBF title was on the line, and does not know the details behind it as to why this is not happening. He does, however, think that regardless, Josh Warrington will be the usual tough fighter that he is, and he will be bringing that toughness into the ring. Erase Josh Warrington's abilities, but however feels that he himself is the overall better boxer and fighter, and is confident in coming away with the win, regardless of the title, the IBF title being on the line or not. He goes on to say that he is not fully satisfied just being a champion alone, and just wants to continue winning, and of course winning against the very best of his division. Anthony Cacace, I'm just gonna give my prediction for this fight right off in this video, because it's this weekend, guys, and it's not far away anymore. But I believe Cacace comes away with the win against Josh Warrington, who is a pressure fighter, like very, very rugged, very strong, very tough. And however, I do feel that Cacace's defense is slightly better, and also Cacace's boxing ability, like Cacace said himself, is above Warrington's boxing ability. So in terms of boxing skills and ability, I give it to Cacace, who is also very strong, and he throws very, very effective whipping shots, you know. And in fact, the way he handled himself in his fight versus Joe Cordina speaks volumes, guys, and that should just go to tell you without a doubt who the more skillful, better boxer is in this fight. So I would give it to Anthony Cacace, guys, and I expect him to win via stoppage. I expect him to win in the 8th round. I'll say 8th, 9th round, but I'm gonna put a you know, just put my prediction out there and say 8 rounds. I expect the fight to be over by 8. But as we know, in boxing, you know, Warrington does have a chance to grind it out, but I expect Cacace to come away with the win without a doubt. So moving on to the next fight, a middleweight fight between Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith, guys. And Liam Smith, former WBC champion at middleweight. Smith has withdrawn from this fight effectively, and it has been revealed that it is due to Smith contracting illness from a virus, guys. So he will no longer be taking place in this fight. Smith, who would have been coming to this fight at age 36, 33 wins on his record, 4 losses, 1 draw, and 20 KOs. Kelly, on the other hand, 15 fights, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 8 KOs. And I believe this would have been a very, very big test for Josh Kelly, who I believe has never been truly tested yet, despite the loss on his record. And when I say truly tested, as in to see what improvements that he has made since his loss, guys. And Josh Kelly, however, still will be fighting on the Joshua Dubois undercard, but he will be fighting a different opponent, as they have found a replacement for Liam Smith. And the opponent Kelly will be facing is Ismail Davis. I've never seen Ismail Davis fight before, but however has had wins against Troy Williamson. So that was his last fight. His last fight, he defeated Troy Williamson. Ishmael Davis never fought in the middleweight division before. In fact, he is a junior middleweight fighter, so he will be stepping up in this fight. And this would be a big step up for him. He is undefeated though. However, 13 he's had 13 wins, and 6 of those wins coming via KO, and he is undefeated. But judging by the record and the amount of fights he has had, I'm thinking that he is in fact a prospect. And if he is, trust me, this is a very, very big step up, because Josh Kelly, you know, has been in the past one of the most widely spoken of prospects in British boxing, guys, you know, and does possess some real amazing skills in that ring. However, also some flaws. Also, will Ishmael Davis be the one to be able to capitalize on those flaws, or would he be overwhelmed by the ability and skill of Josh Kelly, being that he is stepping into new territory, not only in the level and the quality of opponent that he's facing, but also that he's actually might be fighting Josh Kelly in a higher division, guys. That is might be, because although the fight has been set that it will take place, it has not been decided yet whether it will take place at junior middleweight or take place at middleweight, possibly junior middleweight, because that is the more natural weight class to both fighters. Yeah, so that is the case there. However, I will make my predictions right off. Before, I had Liam Smith to win versus Josh Kelly, as he carried more experience, more power, and I just don't think that you know, Josh Kelly likes to be in the rough rugged fights, the type of style that Liam Smith brings to the ring, which we've seen that in his 2 fights versus Chris Eubank Jr. Knocking out Chris Eubank Jr. in their first meeting via KO, and in the second meeting actually lost to Chris Eubank Jr. Also via stoppage. Yeah, but that was my prediction initially. If Liam Smith and Josh Kelly were to fight, I just thought that Liam Smith would have had the upper hand. However, since Kelly's opponent has been changed and is now somewhat a prospect, I'm assuming, um, I'm I'm hoping Kelly wins. You know what I mean? Because I don't really know much about um, Ishmael Davis, so I'm really hoping that Kelly wins. But if it doesn't win, I will be very, very surprised, because I believe he will be a test too much for Ishmael Davis at this point of his career. So yeah, I'm expecting Josh Kelly to win this one, not by TKO, not by stoppage at all, but by unanimous decision, guys. And that is my prediction in Josh Kelly versus Ishmael Davis. So with that said, oh, and again, I would also like to add that one problem that this might prove to Josh Kelly is that he would have to make final adjustments to suit Ishmael Davis, because he's been training previously with the assumption that he will be facing Liam Smith, so he would have to make final adjustments, guys. Maybe that might be a problem, a big enough problem to be in the favor of Ishmael Davis to go on and get the win. But like I said, I don't know too much about Davis. On his record, seems hasn't had that many fights. So to me, off the block, seems like this man is a prospect. But prospect or not, they are fighting. And as for now, I expect Josh Kelly to come off with the win via unanimous decision. And with that said, that's all I have for you guys on this session of Boxing Talk. Catch me next time on Body and Mind Sports. But for now, before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, and drop your comments below. And as always, stay very, very blessed.